The attack on Pearl Harbor was a surprise. Military strike conducted by the Imperial Japanese Navy against the United States Naval Base at Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. And this bombing led into the World War II. On the day January 2, 1942, the Prime Minister of Japan, General Masaharu Homma, announced the end of the American rule over the Filipinos and declared that the Philippines would be under the Commander-in-Chief of the Japanese Imperial Army. The Bataan Death March was from Bataan to San Fernando, Pampanga, roughly 105 kilometers, and 80,000 Filipino and American troops were involved. 10,000 of them died and 13,000 surrendered in Corregidor on May 6, 1942. Military Order No. 2 of 1942. Japanese educational policies were embodied in the Philippine Executive Commission, established the Commission of Education, Health, and Public Welfare. By having the Military Order No. 2, schools were reopened in June 1942 with 300,000 students. Now, let's go to the curriculum. The curriculum under the Japanese occupation were focused with Tagalog, Philippine history, and character education. They wanted to emphasize the love for work and dignity for labor. There was the spread of elementary and vocational education. Nippongo was used by the Japanese to stop the Filipinos from using the English language. This curriculum was formed due to the 6 basic principles of the Japanese education. Let's start with the first one. Realization of a new order and promote friendly relations between Japan and the Philippines to the farthest extent. Second, foster Filipino who is culture-based. Third, endeavor to elevate the morals of the people, giving up overemphasis to materialism. Fourth, to inspire people with the spirit to love neighbor. Fifth, diffusion of the Japanese language in the Philippines. And sixth, promotion of vocational education. In October 14, 1943, the Japanese-sponsored republic created the Ministry of Education. In February 27, 1945, the Department of Instruction was made part of the Department of Public Instruction, which later became the Department of Education in 1947.
The Japanese invasion destroyed the public school system by manipulating it for their advantage. During the Japanese invasion, and the introduction of culture and ultranationalism in Asia, the Filipinos fought side by side with the Americans.
School buildings, books, and other educational materials were destroyed. There was a breakdown to the social values of the Filipinos.
In 1972, the Department of Education became the Department of Education and Culture by virtue of Proclamation 1081. By the year of 1978, by virtue of Presidential Decree No. 1379, it became the Ministry of Education and Culture. At the year of 1982, by Education Act of 1982, Ministry of Education, Culture, and Sports was created, which later became the Department of Education, Culture, and Sports, or DEX, by virtue of Executive Order 117 in 1987.
Of our students
from the basic education up to tertiary level. The questions of how well the schools are equipped and able to train pupils for their care are crucial.
The government must invest in our teachers because it is through them that we train and develop the minds of our future leaders. With the constant changes in the basic education curriculum, teachers need to upgrade themselves in order to implement